who was a part of the episode community, and Vivian Moore, who is still a part of the community. I told them both, I'm like, if there's anything you don't like what your character that they say or do, I said, let me know. And they actually liked that I was writing them as villains, and they were like, they were very like okay with it. I'm like,
Yeah,
you're
it's very
okay with
risky
this?
doing that.
Yeah, it was risky
It's
doing it,
risky putting your
but
friends in your stories.
yeah, it was risky, but I honestly I even tell them when I tag them in the post and when I do write them, I said, okay, are you okay with me writing your character like that? And I even tell them if there's something they didn't like, just let me know. And I remember Saul wrote me because it was when he read it, and I told him pretty well what was going to happen with his character, and he's like, nope. He's like, I love that. Like, you're good. I'm like, okay, because I was a fan of his.
It's always fun to be the villain. Like,
Oh, I
who doesn't
know.
like being a villain?
It was fun, and I even told him too. Like, cause I even was a fan of his work, and we were really close before drama broke out in the community, and he left.
Hmm.
Um,
I know Soul. He was a nice guy.
he was such a nice guy,
Yeah, he
and
was.
I even told him like, if there's something you don't like that your character does, I said, tell me, and I will fix it. And I even told Vivian the same thing, and even she told me, she's like, nope, I like how you write her. I'm like, okay. Because I said she's kind of like a sassy. Vivian's character, I'm not gonna lie, she's a sassy bitch. And Saul, she is. And Saul's character, which is Winter Storm, he's kind of more like, um, he's evil, but he's very manipulative as well. Like if you've read
Mm.
the behind the hood stories, guys, he is there. Those are his character details, and I even tell people, I said you can't take them. Like I had permission, but I told them, I said it's not off of them. I don't write them like that as people.
Yeah.
But
And
it's just
I used to put my friends in my stories all the time, and then we kind of like fell out of the friendship, and then I was like, I've got to go back over the story and just change everything. So I find that so risky to put your friends in stories. I've stopped doing it now.
I have
Like,
my friends in the stories, and I let them, like, if I know they're going to be in the story, I let them read it with the chapter they're in before I publish it.
yeah. I mean, I think the only person I have in my story now is Natasha.
Hmm.
So I know Natasha down to a T. So she's
Hmm.
always in my stories. But like some people who I was friends with and no longer are friends with, oh, taking them out of the story, I felt like it was like one big betrayal.
Oh,
Oh my
oh my
gosh.
God, yeah. When I write people in the stories too, and I write their characters and they read it, they're like, even if I have them as a minor character too, they're really good with it, or they want to know more what their character is going to do in the story. So I tell them. And but if it's like a big character like that, like how Vivian and Winter were in, or how Vivian and Soul were for Behind the Hood, you guys are going to see how season 3 goes, because part 2 of the mid-season finale is coming up. So you're going to kind of see you're going to kind of see Winter Storm's kind of a dick. Not in a good way. that him and his daughter, if you've read season 3, that they're kind of a dick. You'll see. You'll see. I'm not spoiling because part
They
1's out
dropped
in
a lot of swear words. I thought I was bad.
I'm like, well, it's true. I'm not gonna lie on the truth. How I did want to write Behind the Hood originally, though, it was gonna be and I had to be careful when I was writing it on episode. I had to be careful with how I was portraying the characters, because I wanted them to be very like kind of relatable as well. And I think
Yeah.
I've hit that for a lot of people, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, but how I was going to write it, it was going to the darker version, which I have the Crimson Keeper of it. That's the darker version of it. You're going to see it's a lot more different. There's more elements involved. I didn't get involved in the original series, and it is darker. It's more, it has a little bit more violence. It has a little bit more, like, it has some cursing in it now. And now there is, I won't lie, some of the characters do have a potty mouth, but you guys will see it as the series goes on. That one's actually the mid series is going to be coming out soon too. It was supposed to be last week, but
Exciting.
it's going to be awesome.
I love the titles you have for your stories.
Aw.
They are really good. Like I always I don't know about you, but I always struggle to think of a title
Mm-hmm.
for my stories. I've even changed a few titles as I've gone through
I've done that.
it.
Like new
Like,
goal was originally like new student, and I changed it. I'm like, nope.
yeah, Killer Queen was Eye of the Beholder, and then I went through a really weird Queen phase, just listened to their music over and over again, and Killer
Oh,
Queen, one
Queen's
of
really
my
awesome.
favorites. They're amazing, my favorite band.
Hmm.
Band. That's the gin talking, sorry. Um, yeah, I can't pronounce words because gin's in my system.
Hey,
So Killer Queen.
it's all good. When I drink too, I kind of like that too.
Cheers.
I
So,
don't have alcohol, but cheers.
Killer Queen was a song I listened to over and over again. The more I listened to it, the more I kind of was like, this kind of reminds me of my story. Killer, like Eye of the Beholder. I was like, oh, we should change the name to Killer Queen. And that's how it became Killer Queen. And I love the title. I think it's a great title.
It's awesome. So which one of my titles, because I know you said that you liked my titles. Which one's your favorites out of all of them? I'm just for curiosity's sake, I'm just curious. I know yours,
Well,
I love Killer Queen.
thank you. Like the ones you were just talking about, definitely. Is it Crimson?
The Crimson Keeper.
Crimson Keeper. I really like that one. It's just because it's not like given too much away about the story. I think if I see a title, you can kind of just say, "Oh, that's gonna be about that." But with that, I kind of don't know what that's gonna be about. That's quite exciting. And yeah, titles are like important.
Hmm.
I just hate coming up with titles. Like,
Oh, I'm
do
the
you know
same.
my story Thumbelina, which I
Hmm.
co-wrote with Natasha, that was not titled for a really long time. And
Hmm.
there was a scene in Thumbelina where if you choose to, you're kind of like you're chained. The character's chained to a wall, and you got to choose to either break your thumb or just remain there. And I jokingly said to Tasha, "Oh, let's call it Thumbelina because she breaks her thumb." And Tasha laughed, and I laughed, and then we kind of took a moment. We thought, actually, that could work. So that's how we came up with the title Thumbelina, because I made a joke about her breaking her thumb. So I
That's
think,
awesome, though.
oh, I mean, it's sick. It's sick. It's twisted, but if it works, it works.
Exactly. I don't know why it keeps glitching every now and then, but we're good.
We're good.
We're good.
It hasn't glitched on my end. It's
It did on
probably me.
mine. No, it did on mine. We're good. If I'll try to cut it as much as possible after, but we'll be good.
Okay.
The Crimson Keeper is actually I actually wanted to rewrite Behind the Hood. Not because I didn't love the story, but I knew that there was things I could have changed to make it better. Um, so after my grandmother passed, and I know I made the post too for it, um, I dedicated the story to her. And you
Oh,
guys will see that in the story that there is a character that I actually have based off her as well in there.